So I am finally in the greenhouse and starting some sowing. I'm going to try a few peppers. I know it's a bit late for that, but what can you do? It's worth a shot. After I've done the peppers, I think I'll probably do brassicas. I don't think I'm going to start the tomatoes quite yet. Well, I only got a little bit of sowing done. Let me show you my little bit of progress. I've got these chilies, aubergines and sweet peppers that are going to go into the house onto the heat mat. And I've got tall peas there, and these are going to be dwarf or mange two peas. I know there's lots in there, but it might be too many, might not. You don't know if you don't try. Well, good morning. It's another day, another week actually. I am back finally in the greenhouse to do a bit more of the sowing of the vegetables. So I'm going to see what I can get done. Maybe some brassicas in here. And if the weather agrees, I might try and sow a few things in a bed that's going to be covered out there and see if things survive. So it's not freezing, but it's not warm. Just a bit on the cool side outside, so it's okay in the greenhouse. So although I feel a bit behind on sowing, I'm not really behind because the weather's not been behaving itself, so things should be fine. I've been sieving the compost, and this is what I've got. This is nice and fine because it's going to go into some very small cell trays, but this is what wouldn't go through the sieve. Now it's kind of, you've got some big chunks that are really hard to break up. I guess they're woody chunks. You've got some woolly bits, but this is from last year's Westland Groshaw. I've got a few bags that I didn't open up, but they've been stored out of the rain. So hopefully they'll be usable. Some people might say, oh, don't. Well, I'm not using the stuff that was, the bag that was open. I opened up a fresh bag. And I do have more compost that I bought this year. For once I've got through the, what is it? 4 bags. But yeah, there's no surprise that there's that much stuff that's not usable in it, because the compost isn't great anymore, but we work with what we have. Well, I'm working with what I've got here. And I've got these little, I must have bought something from the garden centre, these tiny little trays. They're not really flimsy, but they're not like super strong. So I've got this nice sieved compost, and I'm going to fill these up. It does mean that I will have to pot them on very quickly after germination. But I figured, why use up more space when you're not going to be 100% sure the seeds are going to come up? So, so I've got 2, 3, I've got 5 of these, which should be enough for the vegetables I want to sow today. I don't think I'm going to put anything like beetroot in these. I think these will be okay for starting off the brassicas, because I'm not going to be multi-sowing brassicas. And then I can either bring them in and put them on the windowsill, but I'm not sure that's going to be too much different too in here. So another reason for making this staging for these shelves that these are on is because I'm tall, and the normal staging gives me backache because it's too low. So this is just about the right height. So we'll see if it saves my back, because most things are made for average height people, and that's not me. Leave that anyway. Right, what seeds do I need? Okay, some brassicas. Okay, I'll be back back with you in a moment. Right. The chard, the radish or beetroot, and let's look at the tomatoes. Okay. I am back. Now I actually went out and bought some more labels. There's 3 different varieties. We got one with a bit of a paddle, one that's that long, and one that's a bit longer. But considering they were, I think they were £1 in the pound shop. They could have been slightly more because unfortunately the pound shop's not just £1 anymore. Right. But I was finding the seed labels I already had were too tall. So my plan, we'll see whether it works for this year, is to successional sow more, because I have a tendency just to do everything on one day and then that's it. And I want more crops. You know, I've decided I want to grow a lot more calabrese, broccoli and carrots this year, because that's what my family eats a lot more of. But I am trying a few other things. So let's see if I have any kale that's already opened. Dwarf green curled. 1 leaf. No, they are both still in date. That's good. Oh, and I don't even need to do my own label. Okay, it comes with its own label, but now I've got to try and take the glue off the back without destroying the label. I know it's supposed to be useful, but this glue doesn't come off easily. There. Right, just about goes in the end. Now how many rows do I want? No, don't go overboard. I think I need to do 1 row, which is 7. These seeds haven't been opened. These are Johnson's. Very hardy for nutritious greens or winter. So March to May, and harvest September to March. So there's plenty of time for me to sow more if I want it. So I think I should bring this higher up so you can see. These are tiny, tiny seeds. So I'm trying to just drop 2 into each, but it's not really working. That'll do. So 7 dwarf. There goes that. 7 dwarf green curled kale. And the date is the 7th of March. So I don't have the date on there because I'm using that as the label, but I've written it down, hopefully I won't lose it. So I think I definitely need to do some Nero di Toscana, because that's like the big dark green kind of bumpy stuff. It survives most of the winter weather, so I think that's going to be a must. But again, problem is trying to see where you've dropped them on the compost. It's not easy. And there goes too many. Okay. I then actually need to have to write a label. Nero. I put Kale Nero, and then I know what it means. And we are the 7th of March. Kale. Nero. I'm not used to filming this because, oh, it's just me doing the growing, so I'm not used to having others around. Okay, I have no clue what this is like. I think I picked this up from the seed swap. Sorry about the lighting, it's a dull day. Yeah, Mr. Fothergill's Kale Afro, high quality dwarf curly kale producing 4 heads of highly nutritious, attractive green tasting leaves. So, there's only a few seeds in the bottom. So we will see if they come up, if I can get into them. Yeah, there's not lots, but there's more than enough. Hey, careful. Okay. Again, I'm trying to put 2 in each cell and not drop them all over the greenhouse. That way I'll do. But yeah, I think I need to maybe not go to the seed swap next year. I have that many seeds that, along with what I bought reduced from Wilco, some of my seed packets, you know, varieties, are bursting. There, that's better. So I have 3 different sorts of kale there. I'm not going to sprinkle a bit more compost on yet. I want to get other stuff sown. Now there's some stuff here that I have never grown before. Chinese kale, Kalan, fast growing. Matures in just 60 days from transplanting. Use the flower stems and buds in salads. So I guess it's a bit like kind of fast growing, a bit like broccoli rab. Kind of looks similar, but without the flower heads. So I will have to be really careful and not to leave these too long, because it's going to crop and be mature way quicker than what I'm used to. Yep, there are still some. Obviously somebody's sown these before and there wasn't lots in the packet, but you don't get so many seeds in a packet anymore. The seed companies are getting a lot more stingy. So I'm hoping that I like the taste, but we don't know until we grow. Right, label. It looks like it was from one of the free seed packets you get off of a magazine. I don't bother with those magazines at all, because once you've got a year's worth of those, they have all the information you need, and the seeds are not always the ones I want. Chinese cow. So, and they've got really expensive. So I know some people like to buy them, but between my gardening books, I've got plenty of them. What's in the magazines, I guess you could say, is more for beginners, and most of the time it doesn't interest me. Okay, let's try. Now, do I do these? I guess I could give them a go. Broccoli rab. Apparently broccoli rab is not part of the broccoli family. It's part of the mustard family. So this was a grow your own. Another one of these free seed places. Oh, sorry. Free seeds on the front of the magazine. But when you're paying, what is it, $6.99, something like that? Is it really worth the seeds? You're better off going to somewhere like Wilco's and buying the actual varieties you want. But that's just me. Now, when was it? A couple of weeks ago, on my local Facebook, free cycle page, I picked up a year's worth of, can't even remember which growing magazine it was. Oh, I think it's Gardener's World, from a couple of years ago. And I thought, yeah, I will have those for free, because then I don't need any other Gardener's World magazines. I know occasionally you get new ideas coming up, but not really. Not very many new ideas. Rock the rad. And I definitely need the date on the back of this so that I know when to harvest it. Okay, I think the broccoli and the cauliflower can go in a different one. This, are these even going to come up? These are way out of date. Packed best before 2019. I know old seeds do come up, but you know what? I have several other packets of purple sprouting broccoli. This one's sowed by 2025. That one's slightly out of date by 2022. Yeah, I'm not going to sow those. They're just really, being that old, I think the germination rate, I actually want stuff to come up. So I'm going to go for the newer stuff. I'm not sure if I can move you to a better position for light, because if I put you over here, you're going to be looking directly into the sun when it comes out. It's trying. Oh yes, these might be slightly just past the date, but they're in a sealed container. These will come up fine. The fun is trying to get the seeds out the top here, so you always get some trapped. Oh well, do the other side. There. But yeah, I want to get more organised with things we actually eat. And oh, I have a habit of growing too many squash plants, winter squash, given that it's just me that's eating them. I really should limit myself. Saying that, I went to the garden centre yesterday and I bought 2 more varieties of winter squash. They looked tasty. So ESP, early sprouting broccoli. No, not P, B. Early purple, EP. That's better. 7th of March. There. Oh, don't know if I want to sow that. So yes, I gotta still sow the normal Calabrese. No, I don't think it was this variety, but there was one that was, I don't think it was Iron Man, I think, was it Marathon? I had one that had lovely big heads one year. That was several years ago and I can't remember what variety it was. Obviously, if you plant them too close, then you're going to get smaller heads. So I'm going to stop you a moment and then crack on and bring you back when I've got a lot more sown. So I have sown the brassicas. I've done Brussels sprout Darkmoor, Brussels sprout Evesham Special. I've got cabbage, I can't pronounce it properly, Lang, Ged, then IJK full. A red cabbage, Calibos, that was from Workers, Mr. Fotherhill's Offenham 2, it's a spring, and Mr. Fotherhill's cabbage Savoy January King 3. I do have more varieties than that, but yeah, well, I don't think I've got room for everything. So I'm just sieving a little bit of compost over this that's been sown. Just a light layer, and that should do. And then of course it does need a little water. Not too much, but something just gentle. That should be plenty. I'll let that soak in for a little bit. That watering can had been in the greenhouse, so it's a lot warmer than if the water was outside. so the seeds shouldn't be too shocked. Well, of course, because I was planning on doing a bit of work outside, it's now raining, so that's not going to happen. I think I'm going to sow a little bit more stuff in the greenhouse, and then I'll have to get on with jobs in the house. You can't fight the weather. Well, I think that's me done for today. I've sown some spinach, brassicas, beetroot, potted up a couple of, what were they, peonies I bought from Wilco. Yeah, I think that will do. Yes, there's still more things to sow, but I'm happy with that progress. Thanks for watching, bye for now. Brassicas are within the greenhouse, but in these little domes. That will help them to come up quicker. Same with the beetroot. That's what I've potted up. Some peonies and other things are surviving in here. I got some strawberry plants that are alive, which is great. So have you started sowing yet? I've done some. I maybe might be 3/4 of the way through the vegetables. No, half. Because of course I haven't got all the hot weather crops sown. But yeah, maybe about halfway. And I haven't even started the flowers, so I need to get on with that.